Everyone. I hope everyone can hear me pretty clear. Welcome today to our webinar. Um, Today we will be talking about how to boost your design collaboration in Revit using Bimsync. And I welcome you all and thank you for having the time to go through this experience with us. My name, let me introduce myself. My name is Benjamin Ajiman. I am the assistant head of digital practice at Kasper Engel in Frankfurt. Kasper Engel is one of the biggest architecture companies in Germany with about 5 branches, regional, and 2 international branches. Today, this is the first of a series of webinars that we are going to be having, brought to you by Catenda, the makers of Bimsync. And these webinars, they're going to be over the next 6 months. So every 2 weeks, we will have a different workflow, a different webinar to present to you guys. I will be your speaker today, as most of you already figured out. And maybe a little bit to my background. I have an architectural background. I have been at Kasper Engel for over 11 years. And I am in charge of digitization and well, working in digital planning processes. Let me just, as I said, today we'll be talking about the connection between Bimsync and Revit. It would take about 20 minutes, 25 minutes roundabout. And let's just jump into it. So, as I said before, Bimsync comes from Catenda. Catenda is a Norwegian software company. Very modern, I would say, providing digital solutions for the building industry, really cutting edge. And here you see some of our clients. I'm saying our because since February, I'm also assisting Catenda in further developing Bimsync. I have been a user of Bimsync for just over a year, and I was so convinced by it that I looked for an opportunity to get more involved. Bimsync is based on building smart standards, like mostly IFC and BCF collaboration. So we kind of have the flag of OpenBIM, with obviously connectivity to the different authoring softwares like Revit, as we will see today, also Solibri, and a lot more others. Bimsync, I would say, is not just a solution for planners, it's also a solution for clients, developers, builders, and so on. It's very, I would say, inclusive. So it involves all different parties, project parties in the digital planning process, which makes it very transparent and raises the awareness of the project. So you could always react fairly quickly when there are planning conflicts or just coordination aspects. Right, so what I would say is we just jump into the demo. Today, the demo will incorporate us showing you how to connect Bimsync to Revit in order to view and collaborate with issues based on BCF. We will also go through creating issues in Bimsync. solving them in Revit, and the other way around, creating issues in Revit, solving them in Bimsync, or maybe changing the status. Also assigning these issues to different project parties, either in Bimsync or in Revit. And obviously, issues always needs to be commented on. Sometimes you need to change the status of the issue. So all of this we will do as well. And as I was saying before, today we will be diving straight into the workflow connecting Revit to Bimsync via Bimsync plugin in Revit. So now let me just jump into Bimsync. Right, so Bimsync is, as I said before, a combination out of a CDE platform and a BIM collaboration platform. So here you have your documents as well as your BCF issues. But today we'll be mainly concentrating on the BCF workflow. And since we also have the models on Bimsync, we could view the models and view the BCF not only as a screenshot, but also view the BCF files directly in the model and make the necessary adjustments that are needed. Now I will jump over to Revit and just say we have our standard view. We just take off the scope box, so we just see that the project is the same as what we just saw in Bimsync. And I will log in to Bimsync using the plugin for Bimsync. And we will see how easy it is to actually connect. So once I say sign in, what happens is that I get a request from Bimsync if I want to allow Bimsync to access my Revit so that the BCF files could be transmitted. So I would just say allow. And at the same time, it also opens up my web browser in Bimsync, but we will be going back to Revit now. So here, for example, I see the issues that are on Bimsync. Let's say these 4 test issues. And I could either, when I click on these issues, I have the opportunity to actually see these issues live in my model. So the viewpoints are actually being recreated in Revit. And I could adjust the viewpoint, obviously. I could address these issues. I could say, okay, this issue, I want to assign this to someone. Let's say the BIM manager. And I say save. And I say, okay, this is requested from an architect. And I say submit. And what happens is that when I go over now to Bimsync and I check my issues, let me just close this for now. You will see that this issue that we just edited is also has been edited here in Bimsync, and I can see this issue also live in Bimsync, and I could even move it around in Bimsync, and also comment and say, for example, issue approved, and submit. So what happens now, I can even say, yeah, approved. What happens now if I go back to Revit and update my issues, and just say go back to issues, I could see the issue also being updated here. So let me just go back to filtering, because here we are not seeing the issue here because we put it on approved, and here there's a filter that's saying that it should only show issues that are either active, in progress, or solved. So I will just take off this complete filter, and then we will see the issue that we just set on approve. And we will also see that a few seconds ago, a comment was added. So this is like commenting on issues, distributing it within the planner team or project parties. We could see that it's fairly simple. What I could also do is I could create an issue in Revit. Let me just add the scope box so that we could just pick some corner. Let me say we come from this side and we rotate the model from the other side. And we just zoom in somewhere here and say, okay, this is what we want to see. Back to issues, create new issue, and we call this web test 06. And we assign this issue to a contractor. We just add a comment to, please check pipe work. Submit. So what happens now? This issue will be published directly onto Bimsync. Once I hit submit, there's no synchronization that I have to manually activate. You actually have the live views of the issues in Revit, the same as on Bimsync. So if we go back to Bimsync, let me just close this and say issues. Now we see that web test 06 is also here. And obviously, I also have the chance to view this directly in the model. Maybe we kind of change the settings here a little bit so that it's not so dark, because I think there's some shadows here, right? So I can see this and also say, okay, I am the contractor and I have viewed this, and I say, okay, pipe work is fine with me. Submit and say this issue has been solved or resolved. And obviously what happens is the issue then appears in Revit and it says it's been resolved. So that is pretty much the gist of having the two sides collaborating with each other. It's, I think, very simple. I could comment on the issues. I could change the status of the issues, and I have all this information saved on Bimsync, so there's no misunderstandings. People won't work past each other, as you would say. Everyone is working on the same models. And one thing we didn't do as yet, what we could do, but I think is pretty obvious for everyone, if I could create issues in Revit, I could also create issues in Bimsync and have these issues also show in Revit. So for example, here, if I go here and I say back to issues, or I say create new issue, I could then say web test 07, keep it on active, assign to, let's say, the BIM manager, and I just say submit. We don't need to add any comments. And we see this issue when we go back to issue 07, happens automatically here, and we could also view this issue then here in Revit. So I think that is pretty much a simple workflow, how that goes. What I would then now do is just give you another feature which is fairly cool, but it may take a while, so I will just show you how to do it, and you guys could try it out on your own. We have the opportunity to also, or the chance to also upload an IFC file directly from Revit onto Bimsync, which could kind of make your work easier when you're uploading. So let's say I just have this model here, then I go and I say upload IFC file. Obviously you have the chance to pick the IFC settings that are saved in the project and say, obviously, and then we have to add a comment. So we just say new model, maybe the date 25th of the 2nd, 2021, and we say upload. Then it starts uploading the model. We will just jump back into the slides and then come back to this later. So now here we are the slides. So this is just to show you the ecosystem of Bimsync. There are connectivity to different software solutions, also Power BI. So there's a as you see, a vast spectrum of softwares that could be connected to Bimsync, and Bimsync has an open API policy. So even softwares that are not listed here also have the chance to be connected to the Bimsync solution. And then I just want to thank you for spending your lunchtime, if you are in Europe or somewhere else, your mornings or evenings listening to us or listening to me. And for further information, what I may do before I go into the further information part is just check Revit and see if the upload is finished. So it seems like it's finished. Let me just check Bimsync with the models, and let's see what Bimsync tells us. So here, as we can see, a new model was created a few seconds ago, and I actually see there's the comment that we added to the model, and as we see, it was uploaded a few seconds ago, and we have the model here. So that will be like an addition to your workflow, and obviously we can view the model that is uploaded. And here we could say we could turn off everything else and just view this one model. Right. So then let me just jump back into the last slide. Again, as I said, I thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope that it was informative. And I hope that Bimsync can maybe help you make your workflows, your BIM workflows more efficient and more easy to manage. For more information, you could check out bimsync.com. All these webinars will also be on YouTube. There are also tutorials on YouTube. So you can check out the channel Bimsync by Contender, and you will have all these different videos that you can watch. And if you have any questions, any feedbacks about Bimsync, you could contact us at sales@contender.no. And there are also a lot of, we have different resellers in different regions. For example, we have resellers in Brazil, Spain, Netherlands, South Africa, and a lot of other places around the world. And if you don't have a reseller by you, you could just contact us directly, and we could also make a little demo for you. And since everything is actually web-based, you can still use Bimsync if you don't have a direct reseller in your region or in your country. What I also want to mention to just end this off is there will be further webinars coming up every 2 weeks. For example, we will be talking about how Bimsync and Solipri works together, the workflow. Bimsync Navisworks, data management with Bimsync, creating Power BI with Bimsync, and these webinars are, as I said, are going to be every 2 weeks, and also every other week, right? In between the 2 weeks, there will be webinars in different languages. The same webinars that we're having now in English, they will be broadcast in German, in French, in Spanish, and of course also in Norwegian. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me today. And as I said, I thank you very much for being part of this. And I hope that I kind of enlightened you a little bit about what Bimsync is and how the connectivity to Revit works. And as I said, any further questions, feel free to contact us at any time. Then thank you very much and enjoy your afternoon, your evening, your morning, wherever you are in the world, and be safe and stay healthy. Bye.